continues between this motherfucker, uh, he said the fact that the only thing Paul could extrapolate from my last response was an overly and childish simple, which is how his responses and any sort of criticism to any sort of criticism are retort and thinking that this about any sort of toys or material things says a lot about childish thinking and stupidity. Which is funny. I've seen his dumbass pose with money like a childish 13-year-old would pose with money. Well, yeah, I have. That's true. But I just wanted to signal that I had some of it at this point, rather than being somebody that was completely broke, because I didn't want people to get the impression that I was completely broke just because I stopped caring about this kind of thing. I can't believe he can't give it up at this point. Like, seriously. Like, your need to win this fight, dude, is actually getting to the point where it's even convincing me even more that you're pathetic. He's trying to prove, like, a 13-year-old when he'd want to be a gangster or some shit, like he's trying to prove something to somebody. His responses make no sense to a properly adjusted, socially intelligent adult, and it sounds like the type of rational mentality an emotionally stunted person stuck with the mind of an early teen would use. You'd be hard pressed to find another 35-year-old utter things like fuck off and die. Yeah, well, most of those people are the kinds of people that actually care about people like you, dude. I don't like you, so I'm just like somebody that's blunt and honest with you. I want you to fuck off and die. And you say that's very juvenile and degenerate. Well, so what? I don't care about how you perceive it. You don't matter to me. Like I like this. Like let me make this really simple for you. News flash. You don't like me. I've been trying to channel my inner bitch crap for a while, just so you would like to process people like this. This is all I have to say. Who cares if you don't like me? Newsflash, bitch. I don't live my life to please you. So you think that that comes off as to you that comes off as something that's juvenile? Well, I don't care how you perceive maturity to be. Your definition of that word doesn't mean anything to me. The type of rationale an emotionally stunted person stuck with a mind of early teen would use. Oh well, you're the one that considers growing up to be like a priority. I don't anymore. You'd be hard pressed to find another 35-year-old. Yeah, no, no, don't care about that. Here's to never growing up. I could give a shit less that he says that kind of shit like that to me. Well, I don't give a shit that you don't give a shit. I want you to leave me alone, but you keep following me around. But the fact that he doesn't understand how bad that looks and how juvenile that makes him look, and that 90% of people, without knowing either of us or our political beliefs, would take my side in a situation like this because I've been properly socialized and have overcome my social problems. Why he hasn't, I can actually function in the real world, says everything about him, and somehow he can't rub two fucking brain cells together to comprehend any of this. I think you don't understand, dude. Like, you're the one that doesn't comprehend me. I don't want to be friends with you, and I'm this way to you because you're somebody that I consider disposable, dude. Like, I could throw you out and it wouldn't make any fucking difference to me at all. And the fact that you don't care that I feel that way about you, well, that doesn't matter to me either. And the fact that you think that it comes across as cringe, that doesn't mean anything to me either. And none of this means anything to me. This is silly, dude. Just leave me alone. Like, I've asked you repeatedly to do. Leave me alone. But somehow you can't seem to do that because you've got a neurosis. He keeps responding. I guess what I do find funny about this is that every time I say something in response to him, like he hasn't just let this go though. I mean, like I make a video and then he has to respond to that video, retort to it, instead of just doing the one sane thing and ending this discussion because this discussion has run on, to the point where we don't need to be conversing anymore, dude. You think that you'd be hard pressed to find another 35-year-old who said things like "fuck off and die"? Well, I think that you'd be hard pressed to find. Well, I stand out and I'm unique. Well, I'm actually proud of being unique in that regard. You know, that's just something that's unique about me, and I'm proud of it. So get used to it. I don't, you say it like it's all that significant that most 35-year-olds wouldn't talk that way. Well, it isn't actually significant. Just because you think it's significant doesn't mean it actually is.